Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Sunday, ready to do some podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Find us wherever you get podcasts, search the Blackout Tips. A couple of show notes before we get started. The Black Friday sale, I've had to extend it another week because I just found out that Stripe, the payment gateway, it wasn't rebilling people automatically like PayPal does for some reason. And I've got help tickets in with Stripe and our Magic members, the thing that we use. So like, I don't know how long it's going to take them to get back. I've emailed all those people to let them know, hey, you're about to lose your access. You need to, if you feel like extending it,
Right.
obviously you don't have to,
No.
but if you do, you got a week to go back in there.
Because PayPal just automatically did it.
PayPal just does it. I don't know why this one didn't. So just
maybe a glitch in their system or something.
Somewhere it's a glitch. I don't know how to fix it, and we're going to see if someone else can do it. So I just wanted to let people know that before we get started, because
So for those of you that thought time had ran out, you get an extra week.
Yeah, and if you even if you're not one of those people and you still want to sign up, there's an extra week, the Black Friday special. So
so do I need to send out more posts, extra Black Friday sale?
Sure, why not?
Super Black
we
Friday.
We are the blackest podcast quantifiably of all podcasts, because our Black Friday sale has been like 3 weeks now. Nobody else Black Friday
else Black Friday is rolling to December.
Right. That's it. We don't know when this shit gonna end. It might be Kwanzaa. All right, y'all. But we do have other stuff to talk about, news and all that stuff too. But yeah, I just kind of wanted people to know that before we got started. All right, let's get into the show. I don't really have a lot of coronavirus news. So we can just get into the regular news segments. I guess so. Let me go find some regular news music for everybody, and let's get started with that. Give my computer a second to do its thing, and then we'll get started with this. There you go. Oh yeah, I did forget the other thing I wanted to say. I said 2 show notes. The other note is we are going to do the Christmas cards this year, holiday cards, I guess. So if you want to email us your mailing address, go ahead. The thing is, I'm not sure when I need to leave for New York for game theory, or how that's going to work and when it's going to go. So there might be a chance that there's a delay in some of y'all getting cards. You might be March or April before you get them. It might be in December. I don't know. I guess the sooner you get it in, the better. And the later you get it in, the less likely chance you're going to get anything back. But yeah, we doing it. The email address is in the show notes, the blackouttips@gmail.com, and just send us your mailing address. And do me a nice favor, if you could, send the mailing address in mailing address format. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to just copy and paste it onto the labels. It makes extra work for me going in when y'all put it in just like a straight sentence, and I got to hit the space bar several times and put it in the, just a block of text, or like, just, y'all know how y'all know how addresses look. They taught us in elementary.
Yeah. If and for those of you that, might be outside of the United States, it's normally name, address, followed by city, state, and zip code, or city, state, and providence. For
y'all know what an address look like, because y'all get letters. Just, make sure y'all do that. If you're overseas, you may or may not get one, just depending on the postage. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes they be like, nah.
Just depends. All right, y'all, that's it. Now we can get into this regular ass news. What's going on? Oh, well, I guess we need to do the Kanye drops. There's so many. So I guess he went on Alex Jones's podcast and said some extra anti-Semitic shit. That's even, like, he said something about he liked Hitler and stuff like that. And even Alex Jones supposedly was trying to like back away from, like, oh, hold on. They're saying you're a Nazi, but he's like, oh, I like Hitler or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really listened to the clips. I haven't really played the videos, haven't read the articles about it. I Nothing has changed anything I have said about Kanye.
Mm-mm.
Period.
Mm-mm.
I still feel like this man ain't taking care of his mental health. And I think the longer this goes on, the more normalized it becomes and the less it becomes about this is the rantings of a crazy man. And people just start treating it like it's just normal. These are normal things to think and say. And uh to me, it's obvious that he's still in his brain feeling some type of the crazier thing I say, the more reaction it gets, the more validated I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't just this. He also accused Kim Kardashian of sleeping with Chris Paul. Both of them say that's not true. And he just put it on Twitter. He got banned from Twitter for putting a swastika on Twitter after Elon Musk unbanned him. He hated Balenciaga, but now he supports them after the child bondage, child porn backlash. Now he does support them. Like it to me, this is just if the only pattern I see here is a person going, "What's the worst thing I could do?" and say, "I'm gonna do it," and that means I'm smarter and better than you.
And the way I feel about it, my opinion hasn't changed. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't care. I really hate to be like this. Like I have a limited amount of energy, a limited amount of effort, and a limited amount of resources. I don't have this infinite amount of energy that I can pour in all these different directions. I can't, and I refuse. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it's just everywhere. It's hard to avoid it when everyone interacts
Agreed.
with it, everyone shares it. I don't want to do a podcast where we just pretend that it didn't happen. Like it's happening,
Oh
but
yeah.
I I just don't like. People were right. We didn't do a feedback show. We got long emails from people that wrote in about Kanye West, even though we haven't really been talking about him, because I think people are consuming this content and they just need a place to vent or a place to like discuss it, and they look at our podcast as a place to discuss this dude. But I feel like it's just gonna make us rehash what we already said because
Mm-hmm.
what's different?
And what new can we add? People's opinions about him have not changed. If you're somebody who thinks nothing's wrong, you're gonna continue to think nothing's wrong. If you're somebody who you wrote him off, you don't listen to his music no more, you don't have anything to do with him, you're gonna continue to do that. Nothing has changed other than he has a spotlight. And um the thing is, he's always had the spotlight and he's got attention and he's always been rewarded for having that spotlight. And that's just how it is. And the thing is, because it's everywhere, people feel obligated to talk about it, which is fine. And we will talk about the things that he does. But also there is a subsection of people that still listen, like me, still listen to his music, go, okay, something is wrong with him, something he's mentally off. And at the same time, there's nothing he can say, he could do that can change my mind.
Yeah, so Parler pulls out of the Kanye West acquisition deal uh over the anti-Semitism, which is, interesting because I'm sure Parler's full of anti-Semitism.
Of
But it's just
course.
he's toxic and a bad enough look, and he don't got that money that he had. And grifters like Candace Owens that's been in his ear hoping for a payday. Now it's probably less likely you're gonna be able to get a payday because he's such a bad person to be associated with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the main thing I think is interesting because I still do have things to say about it and new things to say sometimes is I think it's interesting that they thought I think a lot of people think of his mental illness as a controllable thing
Yeah,
on
they
the
do.
conservative side. No, Karen, you don't have anything new to say. It's just me.
What?
You said you don't have nothing new to say.
I didn't say I didn't have anything new to
Guys,
say.
rewind the tape. She said it.
I did not.
Karen, it's my turn. Okay. I'll let you talk. Now let me talk. So as I
However, I
but
mean, I love my brother Rod, but however,
yeah, I do think the thing that's been that no one seems to really be talking about is he's uncontrollable because his mental illness is unchecked, and that these people that thought he's come to our side are now having to disavow and distance themselves from him because it's not a plan. It's not genius. It's not whatever the fuck people who really like him want to attribute it to. It's clearly not that. It's chaotic, and you can't depend on his opinion to be anything. The one thing that is consistent with Kanye West, and the one thing these grifters really want from him, is attention and eyeballs. That's the one thing that he's getting. And I don't know how you stop him from getting that when even the people who claim he's irrelevant, detestable, whatever, cannot help but to tune in and reshare and retweet and interact. I think he's emblematic of the weaknesses of our own social media and our own egos, because we all know it's a car wreck. None of us can stop rubbernecking, and yeah, it's just going to continue to happen. So, but yeah, I think it's funny that now you're seeing Alex Jones and Candace Owens and all these people trying to be like, oh, no, this is too much. It's like, this is too much. This way is too far for y'all.
Right. The lines should have been drawn already, but
yeah.
cool.
A tattoo artist in London is saying they'll remove Kanye West tattoos for free. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. All right, let's get into other news. Nick Cannon reveals he's been hospitalized and diagnosed with pneumonia.
Oh.
But he says it's just pneumonia and it's no big deal, so don't worry about it.
Okay, but pneumonia's serious though.
I just hope you don't get the hospital pregnant. Do not put him in the maternity wing or anywhere near
the women's
women.
wing.
Just put him somewhere by himself. All male nurses.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, we do not need this brother making another flock.
Did you see the commercial? He's like, Merry Christmas, my big ass fan of yours. Did you see that going online? It was hilarious. It was a gif of him talking about getting his kids the things for Christmas and how expensive everything was. And at the end, he said, Merry Christmas from my big ass family to yours. I started dying laughing. I said, oh, he must be listening to what the people are saying.
What's it a commercial for?
Just him wishing everybody happy holidays. It was tweeted online.
Nick Cannon's holidays shopping, is that it?
I think so.
Okay. So I guess maybe is it a sketch and then just
it was just him on it.
Okay, so it's not like Walmart.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, it's on his YouTube channel.
And thanks to me, the world now has 8 billion people. But my job's not done. It's time to do some online Christmas shopping. And based off the baby mama to kid ratio, we got a whole hell of a gifts to buy. Let's go.
Oh, brought to you by BDF. I don't know what BDF is.
It started off.
God damn it, son of a bitch. Why does this thing never want to do what the fuck it's supposed to do?
Hold on, y'all. He corrected
Oh, my God. Why? What is wrong with this? Son of...
My adorable and jovial offspring gave me a list. Daddy's got this. It's gonna be a merry Christmas. I didn't get none of this stuff when I was a kid. No, my daddy got me a stick. He used to call me Stick Cannon. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those books in the Bible are more kid names. No, I can't afford the whole Lakers. Maybe one of them. I could probably purchase one Laker. All these damn gifts, y'all just don't want to go to college, huh? 12.
I guess he's in on the joke about his kids, so
yes.
I don't ever have to feel bad about it again.
Did the volume just
what am I supposed to do with this, huh?
No, wait, now y'all can't hear it?
Yeah, it just stopped playing.
So no, I had fast forwarded it. I'm not gonna watch the whole 2 minutes.
Okay.
What the hell is this? You guys are not artists. I just framed it because I love you. I quit. I'm done. Kiss my ass, Christmas. Happy holidays. From my big ass family to yours.
Don't be like Nick Cannon. Find financial.
Oh, so it's a credit card type commercial. Okay,
I didn't see that part. I guess I seen the short version of it.
And it ends with "Don't be like Nick Cannon." Damn.
Don't be like Nick Cannon. Wear condoms, kids.
This is like the that's like the Larry David crypto commercial.
Yes.
But
the whole time he was like, "This is a bad idea." It's
Damn.
like, don't be like Larry.
Yeah. So hopefully get well soon to Nick Cannon. Get out there and get the populating the earth. Did you know that self-service checkouts are basically covered in poop bacteria, according to a new study?
People don't wash their hands.
Yeah. Need to clean up on our hands.
Yeah, and then the thing is, with the cashier, they actually, every so often wipe the belt down. We've seen them do that. Wipe the belt down, like wipe all that shit down, because you have to think all types of shit is crossing that thing. And guess what? The general populations, we're not fucking cashiers. We are not cashiers. And I understand some people don't want to be socialized. I get it, but at the same time, I'm not a cashier. So this is the result of what happen when you have the general public touching shit.
I bet you if you just did like door handles, everything probably got poop on it. Self-service checkouts are often covered in harmful bacteria. Some are found in fecal matter, according to the experiment conducted by Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine in the UK and backed by the NHS public health officials. We live in a bacterial world. Bacteria and microbes are everywhere, and we come into contact with them all day, every day, said Dr. Adam Roberts. That's true. We live in a bacterial world, and I'm a bacterial girl.
Oh, Lord. And even some cashiers, depending on the cashier, I've even seen a lot of them wear gloves and shit, too.
All the time.
They like, look, I'm touching, raw meat. I'm touching all types of shit.
Scientists swabbed 19 items that people touch every day, such as handrails, doorknobs, keyboards, and self-service checkouts, and analyzed them in the lab, and they found that many of the items had high bacterial loads. According to Roberts, the results from the self-service checkouts were particularly alarming, as they contain 5 types of bacteria that are known to cause disease in people, including Enterococcus and bacteria found in feces. Yeah. The number of bacteria found on items that was concerning, since so many people touch self-checkout counters daily and could potentially become ill-infected by them. Yeah, that's one thing about the pandemic, man. It really emphasized at the beginning hand washing, and I still find myself washing my hands more than I used to.
Me too.
Like,
yeah, that's a habit I have.
Even after I'm not wiping down my groceries and shit anymore. But even after I go grocery shopping or so wherever, I just can find myself coming in. First thing I do, wash my hands.
Yeah, I've increased it a lot, and it sounds silly, but some people don't even wash their hands before they like clean their face for their like facial routine. A lot of people just throw their hands on their face, but wash your hands before you like touch your face. And people wonder why sometimes their face and shit break out. That's because your hands aren't clean, and then you trying to quote unquote clean your face.
Yeah, even when I gotta use a urinal, I wash my hands before I touch my dick. Because I don't want to put nothing on them. All right.
I understand them your booty juices, but don't nobody else want them. Keep them to yourself.
Giant rogue wave hits Antarctica-bound cruise ship, leaving 1 dead and 4 injured.
Well, damn.
The fuck is a rogue wave, and why are we always finding out about new shit?
New shit, new ways to die. The hell is this?
We got free thinking waves now. I'ma just go this way.
Fuck with your herd. I'm going left. What?
Nah, man. We all going. Nah, not me, cuz. The rogue wave incident occurred during a storm on Tuesday when the Viking Polaris cruise ship was headed towards Ushuaia, Argentina. The company said in the Thursday update. It is with great sadness we confirm a guest passed away following the incident. We have notified the guest family and shared our deepest sympathies. 4 other passengers are treated for non-life-threatening injuries by the ship's onboard doctor and medical staff. The ship sustained limited damage during the incident. Several windows were smashed. What the fuck?
That rogue wave was like, y'all take this. Poof.
We wondered if we had hit an iceberg. There are no icebergs out here, but that's how it felt. Everything was fine until the rogue wave hit, and it was just sudden and shocking.
So y'all just going along all of a sudden, you just like poof, and y'all looking like, did we hit something?
Right.
I know the captain was like, what the fuck did we hit?
Rogue waves, which scientists call extreme storm waves, are more than twice the size of surrounding waves. They often come from different directions than that of the already existing waves and wind. These waves are very unpredictable, have a frightening appearance. Now, just give me another nightmare to have while I'm on a cruise now. Like, I wasn't worried about the COVID and the RSV and the flu and the shrimp food poisoning and the fucking fights and getting stranded in some other country. And
now I got to worry about a wave said, fuck it.
Right. Now I got
a wave going, oh, what's that?
Right.
Squirrel. Next thing you know, I'm dead. No, thank you.
Yeah, Namor flying out the water on them feet, and you like, what happened? Y'all got too close to the vibranium. The agency adds the rogue waves are extremely rare, and they're still researching how the waves form. But they said there are several known causes, including constructive interference relating to swells in the ocean and focuses on shifts in wave energy. So now you gotta check the vibes for the waves.
What?
Like, oh, the energy on these waves is getting angry.
Oh no.
Getting kind of rogue up in here.
Getting roguey.
What I'm supposed to do?
Mm-mm.
Let's see. A couple saw packages discarded on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And it was apparently a FedEx driver or somebody had just thrown the packages out.
Oh, I bet you did that bullshit when he told everybody that shit was delivered and was like, I'm not delivering this shit. And then you have to go through the process of filing claims, reports and shit when your shit just actually, they just like, fuck it. I don't got time to deliver this.
Yeah, I actually have a package that hasn't been delivered as well, recently. And
yeah, people spend too much money. And my thing is, pay them more, get more workers. Like it doesn't make sense. But also, we live in a society where nobody wants to wait. And so because nobody, used to take 3 to 5 days, 7 business days for you to get your shit. But now everybody want that shit in 2 hours or less, 24 hours. Everybody want that shit quickly. And so you putting these quotas on these workers that are very, very hard and demanding to meet, and they're constantly being watched and they're constantly being measured. And a lot of them have to deliver sometimes hundreds and thousands of packages in a day. And if they don't get it, they're docked and deducted and punished and written up and all this types of thing, because it is like faster. And it's unrealistic for human beings to literally work that fast. So somebody has this long list of shit. They're like, fuck it. Dumped it and then just went on to another route because it was like, I don't actually have time to deliver all this shit and stay on time and get off on time. Nobody want to be fucking delivering FedEx or UPS packages at motherfucking midnight. We've had packages delivered at 8, 9 o'clock, but they don't want to do that. They were like, I'm going to go home like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, you still an asshole.
Yes, you are.
For throwing people's shit out in Christmas, because that could be people's medicine. You don't know what you just did,
right?
But yeah, they said Zachary Arnwine, 24, and his fiance Tristan Raish, 20-year-old stay-at-home mom. They were driving, and they saw a FedEx driver who looked like he was throwing trash out. So they turned around. When they turned around, the FedEx man was already gone. We pulled out to where he was, and we looked over to the side of the guardrail, and there was like 5 to 7 packages laying there. So we decided to pick them up, bring them to our car, and we started calling phone numbers to deliver them. The couple said they drove around for more than 2 hours calling the recipients and bringing them their packages. Arnwine added the people were surprised and pretty much amazed when they received the parcels.
Right, and you know what? It would not be surprising if that person been doing that all day, drive and just deliver some, toss some. So who knows? Probably up and down that route. Or throughout the city, you probably find random fucking packages thrown in the bush somewhere. Like you said, that's dangerous. People's medications, people Christmas gifts, like it's all types of shit that people can.
People's flashlights.
Yeah, they literally.
I mean, people need these things right away. These are life saving.
For life saving things, I'd rather do this.
What if Nick Cannon's condoms was in there? What if they was in there?
See,
now look at you. We got
20
baby. More kids. So yeah, FedEx said they looking into it, but man, what a wild story. And I mean, that's actually like really dope of them to take the time to do that, because I would have just probably opened all the packages, saw what was in there, been like PS5, oh shit, I did it again.
No.
Okay, well, Karen wouldn't have done that, but I would have did it, and then she would have been playing that PS5. Guys, she don't care. She don't really care.
I do.
An 82-year-old woman was arrested for not paying a $77 trash bill.
What?
82-year-old Alabama woman was arrested for not paying a $77.80 trash bill. Court records show the Valley woman was arrested on Sunday for not paying a garbage bill that covered the months of June, July, and August. She was charged with misdemeanor offense of failure to pay solid waste fees. I didn't even know that they charge you for a trash pickup in places. I just thought it was part of why you pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there was a separate fee for just the. Wow, that's normal. Do we have that in Charlotte?
I do not know.
Okay.
I do not know. And it's not trying funny. In a lot of places, it's one way to, because you're not trying funny. Alabama, what did they do? They constantly fucking reduce taxes. Like the reducing taxes is some bullshit. Everybody wants their taxes reduced, but guess what? That money has to come. You have got to pick up that difference from somewhere. So what you do, shit that used to be included, all of a sudden it's separated. Like the bullshit they doing here in North Carolina, where now all of a sudden I got to get my fucking tag renewed every goddamn ain't nothing wrong with this bitch, but you doing it because you fucking dropped taxes. So now you have to compensate that money. So now I have to pay extra $10 for a fucking tag. There's nothing wrong with it.
Police, the city on Tuesday posted a statement on Facebook about the arrest. Officer said the code enforcement officers attempted to contact her several times, left the door hanger at her home after she did not appear at September court date for the citation and arrest warrant for failure to pay trash was issued. This just shows to me they think it's like, listen, this was the process. We tried. We didn't want to do this. This is what the law says. What I keep thinking is, look at how much more money you put into collecting it when it comes to the labor of the officers,
more than $77.
the time, how much the notes cost to issue each one, arresting her, putting her through the system and all that stuff. Now I would imagine not that, like, I would imagine they would look at it as sunk cost anyway. Like, we already paid the police X amount of money to do this shit, but it just seemed like you're throwing more money at a $77 problem.
Yeah, you literally could have wrote this off.
Court records show she was arrested in 2006 for not paying a $206 trash bill. The case was later dismissed upon compliance. Valley Police Chief Mark Reynolds said in a statement the officers were required to arrest her after a magistrate signed the warrant. She was treated respectfully by our officers in the performance of their duties and was released on a bond that's prescribed by the violation. Yeah, it just...
That's all costs money, and odds are this is somebody who doesn't have the means.
Maybe. It just seemed weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mostly just... Like, I don't have a deep statement on it, just... seemed like a lot to do for $77, and it feels like that should be something taxes take care of for everybody. Like, why is this a per house bill that's happening?
Yeah, and it wouldn't be surprising. Like I said, there's probably other municipalities that do this, but I can see Alabama doing something like this. Like I said, you have to compensate for not taxing people, so all of a sudden you start divvying out shit that literally your taxes should pay for.
The DOJ just got the okay to intervene in the Jackson, Mississippi water system situation. Federal judge, the U.S. Department of Justice has won a federal judge's approval to carry out a rare intervention to improve the precarious water system in Mississippi's capital city. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced Wednesday. Man, that's a busy man. That nigga, he don't even doing press conferences, but he every week or so, I'm just always reading and they gotta handle this shit too. I didn't even know this was a thing a DOJ could intervene in. I didn't know this was in their purview.
So like explain the situation.
But that's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
So do you already know about Jackson, Mississippi's water issue?
Mm-mm.
I'm sure we talked about that.
But I think we have addressed it or something like that. But I didn't know it was to the point like
the water wasn't drinkable for like a month or some shit.
Oh, that's right, because the college kids came back and they was doing like the water and shit like that, because they was like, we have college students here and they can't bathe and take baths and shit.
The department filed a proposal for intervention on Tuesday, and U.S. District Judge Henry Wingate approved it later that day in Mississippi. The move authorized the appointment of a third-party manager to oversee reforms to Jackson's water system, which nearly collapsed in the late summer and continues to struggle. At a news conference in Washington, Garland said the proposal is necessary to stabilize the circumstances in Jackson as soon as possible while the city, state, and federal officials negotiate a court-ordered consent decree.
Right, so forcing them to do their job and clean that fucking water.
Consent decrees are back. I love it. We have to get something done immediately. The water is a problem right now. We can't wait until a complaint is resolved. For days last August, people waited in lines for water to drink, bathe, cook, and flush toilets. In Mississippi's capital, as some businesses were temporarily forced to close for lack of potable water. Partial failure of the water system that month followed flooding in the nearby Pearl River, which exacerbated long-standing problems in one of Jackson's 2 water treatment plants. The Justice Department also filed a complaint on Tuesday on behalf of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency against the city of Jackson. Now, that's important because the Supreme Court stripped the EPA of a lot of enforcement. Like, they can note a problem, but the enforcement part of it that they used to be just given, they act like Congress needs to go back and like redefine how much power the EPA should have. And that was just a ruling, I think, from last year. But yeah, alleging it has failed to provide drinking water that is reliably compliant with the Safe Drinking Water Act.
So people can go note it. I'm still not going to do shit, basically.
By approving the proposal, Wingate put that litigation on hold for 6 months. Garland said the purpose of the complaint is to allow the Justice Department to negotiate a consent decree, which would empower federal court to force changes to Jackson's water system. Yeah, it's crazy because this is the capital, but because so many black people live there, white flight hit and people moved out.
Yeah, nobody cares.
So you mostly end up with a black populace having no clean water in this situation, even though it's supposed to be the capital of the state.
Yeah, nobody cares and nobody's doing anything, and this shit is on their books, and they keep having these meetings and sessions and shit, and nobody gives a fuck, and the people are complaining, and they go, yeah, we'll get to it, and before you know it, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years have passed, and no funds and or resources have gone to these places, but yet you have places all outside of the area. Every time you turn around, they laying down new pipe, they repaving roads, you find the money for that, but yet we can't get basic fucking drinking water.
Yep. So, but shout out to the DOJ. Supposedly, I have no idea what's true and what's not coming out of Russia, but supposedly Vladimir Putin is sick. They think he got like cancer and possibly like.
Oh no.
Oh no, really? Okay.
I mean,
go ahead. No, tell me how sad you feel for him.
No, he's sick.
No, I heard you. That was a sympathetic. Oh no.
He's still an ass.
Okay, mass murderer and all that stuff that he's accused of being, but you hate to see it. Apparently he's sick, and at least speculation has been that he's sick, and so there's a lot of people monitoring like him doing weird stuff. There's video of like these are IV marks on his hand. These are this is hand shaking and him trying to hide it. Well, there's a report saying he fell down the stairs and shit on himself this week.
Well, because of the way they do shit, who knows if this is true or not?
Yeah, an anti-Kremlin Telegram channel with apparent links to the security team reported that the 70-year-old fell down the steps and shit on himself. He suffered the
stuff so tight in there, and they keep the media and everything is so tightly controlled. It's one of those things where well,
there's always leaks, Karen. Can't control everything.
No,
I mean, look at Donald Trump. I mean,
yeah,
there's always some shit that turned out to be true coming out of there. Putin fell at his house, supposedly. Fell down 5 steps before landing on his tailbone. According to security guards, they immediately rushed to his aid. The impact caused him to involuntarily defecate due to cancer affecting his stomach and bowels. So they think he got cancer and Parkinson's. Maybe that's how the fucking war in Ukraine gonna end. Well, what a weird story. Yale, the university, is sued for alleged discrimination against students with mental health disabilities. 2 Yale students and Ellis for Rachel, an advocacy and support group at the university, filed a lawsuit against the school Wednesday, alleging the school discriminates against students with mental health disabilities by failing to provide necessary accommodations and pressuring them to withdraw. The lawsuit, seeking class action status from the U.S. District Court of Connecticut, features accounts by 2 current students, 3 former students, and a nonprofit group called Ellis for Rachel, which represents several dozen others. The nonprofit was founded last year after the suicide of freshman Rachel Shaw Rosenbaum, who contemplated the consequences of withdrawing from Yale in multiple online posts prior to her death. The plaintiffs argue the university's withdrawal policies foster a punitive rather than supportive environment for students with mental health disabilities, deferring many from seeking help. Their accounts detail traumatic experiences of being forced to leave school when the hurdles they had to clear just would then the hurdles they had to clear just to return. So I guess they're saying if you leave for some mental health issue, it's too hard to return back to school because they make you, I guess, jump over some hurdles. If students disclose their mental health disability while seeking support and demonstrate severe symptoms, the university has often pressured them to voluntarily withdraw until they can apply for reinstatement at least a semester later. If the student refuses, the university's policy allows for involuntary withdrawals, forcing students to take leave without deference to treating professionals or consideration of whether withdrawal will cause harm. After they were hospitalized for self-harm, multiple students, including Hannah Neves, Nicolette Mantica, alleged that Yale officials visited them in the hospital and notified them they would likely be withdrawn from the university.
So they force you to withdraw?
Or yeah. In some students' cases, Yale officials suggested that students will be perceived as a liability to the university if they did not withdraw. The plaintiffs further
I don't care about that.
The plaintiffs further alleged the policy imposes unreasonable burdens on students who withdraw for disability-related reasons, including requiring they vacate their dorms within 48 hours. In the U.S., on the student visa, Neves said she was forced to return to her home country, Brazil, in short notice after being withdrawn. She was eventually permitted to return to the university for spring semester 2021. Yeah, that does seem excessive there. You got to get out. It's almost like they're saying, we can't have you die here. This ain't gonna count on our watch. So if you got 48 hours to get off of campus, and if you harm yourself or something, that ain't on us. The university also bars students from leaving from campus, visiting campuses, and participating in school activities, even those open to non-students without prior permission, effectively isolating them from their social circles and support systems. Man, that's a lot. Students may also have to discontinue their university health insurance, forfeiting all completed health insurance payments, in addition to a portion of sometimes all of their already paid tuition, room, and board fees. Wow. At the completion
Nobody thought this was a fucking problem.
At the completion of their leave, the plaintiffs say students must endure a daunting reinstatement process to return, which requires submitting an application form, a personal statement, and letters of support where students must convincingly argue they were constructively occupied during their withdrawal, including completing coursework.
But you made me drop out. The fuck is this?
Right. That one. The coursework part is interesting. I don't think it's beyond the university's interest to want to know what you have been doing during, like, basically to want to know, like, are you doing something that will give you a better chance of success when you come back? Because if it's just going to be you coming back and then continuing in the same place that you were that had you possibly harming yourself, maybe you being at the university isn't a good thing for you or us. Like, I could see that argument, but if it's just, well, you've been doing coursework, you've been studying, like, it's kind of like a weird, like, I'm not sure
but
that
you made me drop out, which means I have not been attending class. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't understand.
Well, you got online classes, you can study on your own. What it makes me think is I wonder if they're saying to themselves, like, this is the typical withdrawal and return policy of other things. You see what I'm saying? So, like, let's say you withdrew from the university because, I don't know, because you had a medical emergency with your mom and you had to go take care of that. And it's like, I need to withdraw, but I plan to return. And so when you claim to return, they go, hey, are you keeping up on your coursework? Like, are you did? And it's like, yeah, I kept up on my coursework. I knew that would be part of the deal. I think that's different than I had a mental breakdown. Y'all kicked me out of the university. And then on the way back, it's like, you doing your coursework? It's like, no, that wasn't why. I didn't get kicked out for that. Like,
right.
like
it wasn't an academic thing. That I got kicked out.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's just like some boilerplate, like, thing of, keep up on your coursework and let me know what your activities were and all this stuff. And it's like, well, my activities might have been therapy and rehab and a bunch of other shit that's not necessarily dedicated to campus life, you know?
Correct. Correct. And also, it's one of those things where the university cares about the university, no matter what school you go to. And it's a business, no matter how people look at it. They're businesses. And it's one of those things where they looked at them numbers, they looked at them stats, they looked at them statistics. They like, with prestige, we can't have people down on our campus. We can't have people killing ourselves on our campus. We can't have the media flocking consistently asking us for questions about people's mental health on our campus. So just to eliminate, we'll make it very, very, very extremely difficult for you to return.
Well, the other thing is this too, and I don't know how to. Some people are going to take it harsh, and there's just nothing that can be done about that, right? So, but there is this idea that it's so funny to hear, like, it's when you hear conservatives talk about academia as like a very liberal place. It's like, 'cause these institutions are some of the most storied conservative institutions in the world. Like, they've been around forever. They're stuck in their ways. They don't really adjust and change rapidly, and they don't always get it right, you know. And at the end of the day, some of these universities pride themselves on the fact that it's a rigorous curriculum, that we are going to be very difficult on you. We're going to put pressure on you. It's going to be hard to get this degree. And when you get this degree, if you get this degree, people will look at you and go, what an achievement. You got a Yale, you're a Yale grad. But it puts people through the fucking ringer. And it's kind of the byproduct of that being anything, whether you are having a mental health breakdown, whether you if you get sexually assaulted, if you get behind on your whatever it is, money stuff, it's all to be like, that's part of what makes us prestigious. That's part of what makes, is that if you can't overcome that, you don't belong here and you don't get the degree. And so it's a weird badge of honor that I think accompanies Yale and these institutions that makes them be like, yeah, you couldn't hack it. They're not going, oh man, we want to have a place that's safe for your mental health. We want to support you. That's our job, is to help you get the degree. I don't think they even look at it that way. You know, they look at it
like, that's why we pull a small percentage of people out of the people that come. We don't pick everybody.
Yeah, not just that, but if you get picked, there's no guarantee you getting a degree.
Nope.
You know, so I think maybe these people will win, but I think the core value of Yale being quote unquote prestigious is stronger than even this lawsuit.
Agreed.
Like, even if they win this lawsuit, Yale will not become the place they would need it to be for people that have like issues of mental health issues that cause a disruption to their academic process to truly be seen as just like the same, equal to people that are not experiencing that. I don't think they'll ever get it. I mean, fight the good fight, you know, and I hope they get it, but I just can't imagine. I think that at the core value of it, Yale's going to be like, if we do that, it's not a Yale degree. Right. If you can come here, have a mental breakdown, come back with nothing changing, and then we don't want you. That's how they think, I think. But I hope, you know, they're able to change it, because everybody has to fight the fight they have. And then, of course, on just a deeper philosophical issue, I don't know how much your mental health is the world's responsibility. I think that's one thing that colleges are able to get by with this like double talk of being like a family and a home away from home and all this shit. Meanwhile, keep in mind, a lot of people's families and homes ain't that adequate for their mental health in the first place. But I think they've been able to get by with that double speak, but it's a business. At the end of the day, it's still a fucking business.
It is a business. And I remember when I would be a RA, and we would do like the tours on the campus and things like that. And I would flat tell them, I was like, when your kids are here, I say, everybody's an adult. I say, nobody's going to watch or monitor your child. I say, we are not their parents. I will flat out tell them, I was like, they have to be accountable for their own actions. So if that's what your expectations is, I said, this is not the place for you and nor your child. And a lot of parents would look at me like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. It's like, yes, I don't babysit. No. My job is to be sure that your child, while they're here, nothing happens to them, while they are in the walls of this residency hall. Outside of that, we have no idea. When I was RA, parents would call for their kid. We would go up there. Their kid was nailed. Well, they are not here. If they are not in their rooms, we are not responsible nor accountable for their well-being and where they're at. They are adults. And that's very, very hard for parents to wrap their minds around. Why? Because universities have lied to parents, particularly parents that have no knowledge of how universities work. And their child is the first generation going off to college. They have no idea that there's no watching, there's no monitoring, there's no babysitting. Your child has to make adult-like decisions on their own, and they're held accountable and responsible for their decisions. Ain't nobody gonna wake their asses up. I can't tell you how many, because I worked in the female freshman dorm. I can't tell you how many freshman second semester they was gone because they wouldn't get their ass up and go to class. They just slept all day and went to the cabin, ate and slept. I was like, okay, baby, I guess you got it, because you know what? It's not my job nor my responsibility to wake your ass up and tell you to go to class, because your parents, your mom and them don't woke you up since to the 12th grade, and that's on them for not requiring you to have some form of accountability for your actions.
Yeah, but that's also the problem, right? Because you just illustrated from the other side why I don't think this can be solved or fixed. The way that you just were like, you stuck in bed and you're not going to class, they could be depressed.
True.
They could be having anxiety. I don't think these places are really designed to help you with that. I think there's a lot of talking points and marketing that makes it sound like a university's gonna do that shit, but it's obviously not. Ask somebody who's been sexually assaulted on campus. It's not right. It's not what they tell you it's gonna be. Ask somebody that's been that has an alcohol problem or has a depression problem or mental health issues or disability. It's none of this shit is the way. Now you have to fight it, and that's what this lawsuit is doing, maybe fighting to get that, but everyone on the campus kind of feels the same. Like, I'm your professor, I'm not your fucking therapist. If you're having an issue with suicide, I can't save you, and there's no training that's gonna make it possible for me to be the person that saves you. So correct. You probably do need to go home, and there probably is gonna be a hurdle for you to come back, because what other people consider quote unquote normal or rigorous as far as like academia is going to be abnormal and maybe triggering or something for you in a way that it wouldn't be for somebody else. So it's an interesting lawsuit, and it'll be interesting to see how far it goes.
Because basically you're challenging what are the responsibilities of the university and what are the responsibilities of the students, and that's a battle, legal battle of itself. Do you have enough people on campus? Do you have enough therapists and all these things on campus that are able to identify these things and stuff like that? Like you said, it will cause you to have to change things, as far as how the institution is set up. And now it's going to be interesting to see if they are willing and able to do those things, if they even want to do those things.
All right. All right. Let's get into some other news. Let's see. How about maybe do some Black capitalism? Where's my Black capitalism music? Let's do the long version and see if I can pee before it comes back.
Yeah. Shout out to Will Smith. I hear y'all talking, but the only thing I'm listening to is that paper. Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talking, see you later. Yeah. Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talking, see you later. I said I ain't got time to converse with you broke niggas. Ain't got time to convert with you broke niggas. Ain't got time to converse. I said I ain't got time to converse. I be getting to that paper. I hear the money talking, see you later. Said every day we grinding for that paper. Every day we grinding. Yeah. Said every day we grinding. I hear the money talking, see you later. Every day we grinding for that paper. I hear the money talking, see you later.
Yeah. Don't think I forgot Harry Tubman's supposed to be on them $20 bills, nigga.
So I think it's time to talk about some black capitalists. All right. Who are the people getting this money? And this segment is sponsored again. That's right. Just in time for the holidays, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrating. Black Capitalism is brought to you by AfroGrindCoffee. AfroGrindCoffee provides originally sourced coffee beans straight from the motherland. I'm talking Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Kenya. I got some of it in my house right now. And I'm talking the beans, y'all. Okay.
It always smell good. You even had to buy a grinder.
Yeah, it's for the people that's serious about their coffee. So if you got some coffee lovers in your life, or if you're a coffee lover yourself, I suggest you get this. Okay. It's fuel for my grind. So let it, fuel your grind. Black Guy Tips listeners be grinding. I know it. My man Omot, he runs it, wants to empower people to follow their dreams, especially black and brown people who face many obstacles. And a cup of fresh AfroGrind coffee is your daily inspiration and reminder to continue grinding through the struggle. So go to AfroGrindCoffee.com, put in code TBGWT and get a 10% discount. Okay, get on your grind. AfroGrindCoffee.com. All right, let's talk about these black people getting money. It's a lot of them, always. You love to see it. First up is, it could almost be fucking with black people how controversial this one is. But Deion Sanders has officially been named the Colorado head coach at the Jackson State SWAC championship.
I was hearing that.
Yeah, and the girls are fighting.
What? They are upset. Everybody mad.
Everybody mad.
Yes, they are.
So and honestly, like, what I found to be interesting about this conversation is I can kind of see both sides of it. I have empathy for the people who are upset by it. I have empathy even for the idea that Deion Sanders would want to go on and get a quote unquote better job, and all that shit. But yeah, it's some people are celebrating it, some people are denouncing it. A lot of people are, you surprised? You always knew this who he was and all this shit. But for those that don't know the story, Deion Sanders, superstar athlete, was the coach of Jackson State, which is an HBCU.
Yeah, for those that follow Ball Thief Sports, it was a big thing whenever he took the job and all that stuff, and him coming to the university and things like that.
Yeah, so he took this job, and it was a big deal because it's an HBCU. It wasn't like he was going to a Power 5 conference or even a major football program that's at a predominantly white university. He made a point of going to a HBCU, and it wasn't just that he went. He did a lot of press about it being because of blackness, pro-blackness. This job is to show, like, this is showing people why our universities are just as good as theirs. When asked if he would put bigger schools from Power 5 conferences, these white schools, on their schedule, he said he wouldn't, as if like that's not even the point, basically, of being here and having this type of job. That's not good for the universities, and we shouldn't want to play in those games, was a big thing. And they had an undefeated season, won the SWAC championship, that's the conference they're in, and they got snubbed from, like, I think a bowl game or the big bowls or whatever, even though people thought for some reason they should have got in, which kind of defeats the purpose because they probably would have got mollywopped. But at any rate, A lot of people bought into his rhetoric of very like pro-black empowerment at
Yeah.
the college level for HBCUs.
Yeah, he talked about a lot of different things. One of the things that he brought up, which I do agree with, and some of the things he ended up spending his own money, like he was talking about jerseys. He was talking about why the jerseys didn't have their children's name on the back. He was like, somebody's mama or parents come here, they won't see their baby's name on the back of their shirt, just like you do when you go to these large universities, things like that, versus some random number. They was like, no, my baby out there, I want to see my baby play football. Things like that I think for a lot of black people, that's like, yeah, that makes sense, and that's right.
Well, it costs money too.
Correct.
So people are like, it helped bring in money. The name and license deal for some of the students, the higher profile for some of the programs. Around this time, I think the HBCU network struck a deal to get on like nationally televised games and stuff. So like, now not all of that is attributed to him. So a lot of people did hard work to make those things happen. Have nothing to do with
Been working
Deion
on
Sanders.
that shit for decades.
Name and license, HBCU TV contract are not Deion Sanders thing, even though he got a lot of the credit for it. Well, he's getting credit for it now as people try to defend what he did, But yeah, he decided to go to Colorado and become the main coach there, Coach Prime. And I don't know what his salary is, but I imagine it's a lot bigger than what it was at the HBCU of Jackson State, because most of the time you can't afford it. So I think he has to pay a $300,000 buyout to Jackson State, which probably be a drop in the bucket compared to what he's probably going to make here. And so yeah, there's a lot of resentment because some of these students that he got to come to these HBCUs, he recruited them by saying our schools is just good as their schools. Don't worry about going to these white schools. Come to a black school. Keep it within the tradition and the family.
And he had like a big recruit come there too, and people was like, "Wow!" And it drew a lot of attention to the university, and they was getting more like airtime and TV time and things like that.
Yeah. So at the time, Eddie Robinson Jr., who's or maybe the third, I believe, criticized him. He's another Eddie Robinson Jr. is a coach in the SWAC conference, and he said Deion ain't SWAC and all this stuff. When it's a payday like this, even if he was quote unquote SWAC, even if it was Eddie Robinson himself, who knows if you take that money or not? I would lean on most people would take the job and take the money. I think what people are seeing is this is just the ugly side of coaching.
Right.
It is one of the reasons that, I'm proud of the work we did at Game Theory when we had that deep dive on HBCU athletics, specifically football. And I'm proud of that work and I stand by it. Some people thought we were knocking HBCUs, but we weren't. We were saying we love them so much that tainting them with big time sports and football is going to taint the universities because it's ugly. It feels ugly when you find out that it's just money. And when it's white people shit, there's an understanding of, oh yeah, it's just capitalism. Everybody hates all the big time coaches in college football because they go, oh, they all just money hungry and they all just leveraging shit and they lie to the kids and then they leave the kids in the middle of the night to go somewhere else. Sometimes don't even speak to the fucking kids. But we understand it because of like, well, it's just the pure raw capitalism. They don't care. And then they go, man, it will be black empowerment. I remember Jamel Hill wrote a piece about how HBCUs having football might, lead to some level of like black empowerment and wealth building and stuff. And I'm like, at what cost? Because I don't know how. The only way people feel good about this are the people that just feel good for Deion Sanders. And I think that's what he's always been good at selling is Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's his brand.
He sells. I think HBCUs were good as long as they were good for him marketing wise. After that, I don't think he could give a fuck. It's just it ain't got nothing to do with him anymore. I think that's just how he moves. It's always about that. And I don't begrudge him that. He's one of the best self-marketers in the world.
Yes, sir.
But anybody who is now supporting him coming out of this by saying mean things to the people that are hurt or the people that don't like what he did, well, you're still just being suckered by him. To me, you're still just being sold the Deion Sanders primetime brand. And you just like, yeah, I'm gonna eat it up. And I'm like, well, how are you judging anybody? Because what you're saying is, I can't believe y'all ate this up. Well, that's what you're doing by continuing to be like, yes, this is what we need. A lot of people are celebrating this as a black man getting money and getting a good coaching gig, which Colorado's not a good gig, but like getting a white coaching job. And now that's the revolution, because the revolution always moves to whatever people need it to be. And so now it's revolutionary that he got this job from Colorado, which is not a highly coveted job in the first place. But yeah, all that being said, he did get to the money, and that's what we celebrate. I get why people feel fucked with by it.
I do too.
I was talking to Randolph Terrence this morning. I feel a bit fucked with by it. I don't feel great about this. I feel like this is what I don't like about college sports happening to a HBCU, and what I was hoping, we could kind of avoid at HBCUs. Yes, that means our programs aren't multi-million, billion-dollar programs, sure, but it means that we care about our kids. It means that they're ours. It means that all this other shit, and I do give back to my HBCU. I did graduate. I did go to one. So, I'm perfectly qualified to have this conversation. And if I disagree with people, I think that's fine. There are some guys in my mentions all today, but you go to his account and it's just a fucking Deion Sanders dick riding contest. Like every person that got up here, he just like, no, Deion Sanders the best, and he should have did this. And it's just like, damn, man, like you don't see how this is also you being played. Like you don't see.
No, they don't, because a lot of it is, particularly with a lot of black men, is black man over everything. And
right.
They will not be willing to admit that, but that's kind of all it is. And anything that he does is right, and everybody else should just deal with it. And why are you being disappointed, and why you were mad because he's making this decision,
right,
and all this stuff. And a lot of people that feel like that, percentage of people that feel like that, I might say, are like, well, white coaches do this, why can't we be allowed to do the same thing as that? Like that's really the foundation of that argument.
Yes,
and
you're
so
right. Yes.
The thing is, yes, but I can still be hurt, and I can still be disappointed, and I can still feel it, because it's really a mixed bag of emotions for a lot of people. Because
why do I have to like it?
Right,
that's the part I don't get. Like, if you're so strong in that you love that Deion got this, why do I have to like it? You know what I mean? That's the part that's weird to me. Maybe I should have put this on fucking with black people, because this ain't very celebratory. But yeah, it's okay to feel conflicted about it. I think we contain multitudes, and I think it wouldn't be that bad if he didn't talk that talk.
Yeah, if he just came and did the job and just went on, everybody be like, okay.
Like, imagine he was a white coach that did this. Like, not celebrity Deion Sanders, just a white coach that came and did hey, we need to get black kids that are great to come to HBCUs, and people would feel fucking infuriated if he just turned around and went somewhere else. Because we'd be like, yeah, we get why you would do it. Obviously it's money, but we also feel like you shouldn't have told us all that shit that made us sound like you were going to be here forever because you just wanted to be with your people in your community, quote unquote, that you were telling us. Like, I think that's what people feel with Deion. It's like, you told us it was about bigger than football shit, and it's really not. It's just football shit, and that's okay, but I don't have to like support you in that. I can just be like, okay, yeah, you start changing your tune when the money came in, like typical.
Yeah, and also it's one of those things too, to where with all the rules and regulations and things changing, now the university is like, hey, all these people you recruited, how do we know they're not going to just roll off to this?
He told them to stay in his last thing, so I don't know about that.
Okay.
But also like people feel like that's hypocritical, but that's what these coaches do. I'ma leave, y'all stay, or y'all, then they low-key transfer some of them with them sometimes. But the point being, like, I said all these promises and shit to y'all, but this is the ugly part of the game. I'm getting the fuck out of here. So y'all stuck here without me as the coach that got you to come here. Good luck, So yeah, man, this is an interesting one. Let's move to more good feeling ones, because that one didn't feel good. That's not what the segment's supposed to be about. Ava DuVernay's Array Releasing Company. Array Releasing Company has partnered with JetBlue Airways to create an in-flight channel to connect flyers with indie films.
Oh, let's go, Ava.
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be black films and women films too.
That is one of the hardest working women. It's like you don't hear nothing from her, and then she's doing 85 projects. Then you don't hear nothing from her, and then here's another 85 projects. Like, she always has her hands in something. Either she's running it, she's associated with it. She's like, yeah, my name is on it, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give other people a chance to actually do some of the work so they can get these credits, so they can go on and get good jobs doing something else, an opportunity that nobody else. Because shout out to her with Queen Sugar, particularly with the female directors. And she got asked about that. And she was like, didn't nobody ask the people from Game of Thrones when they ain't had nothing but men doing that? Didn't nobody ask them that question? What the fuck is this? And I don't blame her. Give people the opportunity that otherwise get bypassed in a lot of the opportunities. Like, she actually keeps people working to give them credits and allow them to get into these markets that they otherwise would be shut out of.
Each film will begin with a short video of Ava giving viewers a tour of both Array's campus in Los Angeles's historic Filipino town neighborhood. She says, JetBlue put out some, we believe in flying in movies and stuff. But yeah, that's dope. Mariah Carey releases a bath and body collection to celebrate the holidays.
Let's go.
The Queen of Christmas, but not TM, apparently. But yes, the unofficial Queen of Christmas is gonna have candy cane and balsam fir bath and body holiday gift set.
I bet that shit gonna smell like flames.
It's got shower gel,
types of pepperminty.
Shower gel and bath gel. The collection features Winter Wonderland, a set that costs $10 that includes a shower gel, body lotion, and hand cream. All the items can be purchased separately at $4 each. So she not even trying to break y'all pockets.
You gonna she was like, give them to all your family and all your friends. That's what that is.
You know what? You gotta love it.
Yeah, somebody gonna drop $150 and everybody gonna get a version.
It's gonna be at Macy's, I think. So
come on through, Macy's.
I think that's where it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be at JCPenney's. You know how that news we discovered about him this weekend,
right? Hold on. What about JCPenney?
That his real name is Jerome Chauncey Pennies. He look black.
No, I did not know that.
What? You didn't know JCPenney look black? Oh, well, yeah. That's you caught up. That was the news. He looked black. It went around on Twitter this weekend, and everybody was I swore we talked about this on Three Guys On, but everybody was convinced that JCPenney was a black man.
I don't remember talking about it.
Okay, well, it was definitely talked about. Maybe you got it late or something.
I may have. Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can look up his picture for you. Let's see. JCPenney portrait. Oh wait, it's gonna take me to the studio. JCPenney Wikipedia, maybe.
Yeah, that's something new. I've been to JCPenney forever, going out there shopping with the good sales that they used to have when we did go to the malls.
Yeah, a lot of people think he's black. These are the pictures. This one where it kind of looks like it could be Ken Little Richard or some shit.
He do look black.
That's all I'm saying. Like it look a wop bop loop bop lot bam boom to me. Like a classic man.
He does, yeah.
And then
That's
this one,
he had been pressed.
this is him when he is older, and he kind of look like an old black man. I don't know, like I can see it.
That dude like
It
a
look like the
light-skinned
grandfather from the Cosbys.
old black man. Yeah.
So,
There's some melanin in that.
yeah. So people were speculating maybe he was passing, but these are grayscale pics. Maybe he looked totally different in the colors. But Snoop Dogg launches a pet accessories line that features pajamas, hoodies, and harnesses called Snoop Doggy Dogs.
Snoop out here making that money as an old man.
Always is.
Mm-hmm.
He released a line of pet accessories called Snoop Doggy Dogs. Despite the name hinting at canine products, the line also includes cat items. If my dogs ain't fresh, I ain't fresh. These dogs and their apparel are a reflection of the dog himself. So they gotta look the role of a top dog. You dig? Snoop said.
Sound like some shit he'd say. That's hilarious.
The collection is inspired by Snoop's lifestyle and fashion. Is it gonna be weed for the dogs too? Because that's part of his lifestyle.
Who knows? They might have imitation edible weed or something like that that the dogs can have as a snack.
Not this dog rocking a blue bandana. They gonna get these dogs shot. Take these dogs to the wrong neighborhood. It's gonna be on.
Over. Dog on dog violence, apparently.
Right. I don't know about this. You're not gonna. It's like, oh, I'm gonna buy my bat a blue bandana. Everybody gonna be like, you got a bat? You don't know? No, it's a cat, but I don't say see. Pet owners.
No, I'm just laughing.
Pet owners
say see.
Can also purchase their furry animals a baseball hat featuring Snoop's signature braids.
Oh,
what? The collection
that probably look hilarious.
Offers plush toys as well as a stuffed boombox that blasts "Bow Wow Wow Yippee Yo Yippee Yay"
when a dog chew on a chew toy.
Yes,
that's hilarious.
And they want you to share photos and stuff of your cats and dogs and this shit.
And they will.
Yeah. Snoop gonna get to the money. That's one thing. Keep a bag. Keep a motherfucking bag.
Come on.
DJ Khaled is partnering with Airbnb to give fans a chance to spend the night in his sneaker closet.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. I guess it counts as black capitalism. Y'all let them say nigga. DJ Khaled is partnering with Airbnb to allow sneakerheads to tour and spend time the night at his own. From December 5th to the 6th, Khaled and the vacation rental company will host 2 guests for a 2-night stay at his Miami home for only $11 a night, priced in reference to his shoe size. The announcement comes shortly after Khaled and the Jordan brand announced their We the Best Air Jordan 5 collabo.
Now we the best
Will drop on Cyber Monday.
He always about that money.
Guests who booked the Airbnb will receive Khaled's We the Best Jordan 5 collab, a handwritten note from Khaled himself, and an exclusive sneaker closet tour. In addition, they will enjoy a catered dinner from his restaurant, The Licking, Miami Gardens, and a private shopping session at 305 Kicks. Sneakers are an essential part of hip-hop culture, and collecting them is an art, just like creating music, DJ Khaled said. So you can stay around his shoes for $11,
which is part of their own wing and not attached to nobody's house.
How much you gotta love shoes to be like, this is a good idea? I want to stay in DJ Khaled's shoe closet.
There's some people that love shoes.
Yeah, because I don't love DJ Khaled that much, so that don't make no sense.
Yeah, if you're a sneakerhead, this is once a lifetime opportunity.
All right, let's let's start winding it down with some Guess the Race, and then we'll get out of here.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Guess the race time. We go around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of people involved, Karen guesses, and so does the chat room, and everyone's races. A Florida man was arrested after trying to steal from a Walmart during a Shop with a Cop event.
What?
Seriously.
Bad timing.
Seriously, we can't just make this up. The sheriff's office wrote on a Facebook post. Brad decided to steal from our good neighbors and partners at Walmart in St. Cloud while we were conducting the Shop with a Cop event with the children of our community.
So you in there, because a lot of times when they do this, they kind of block the store out. So, ain't nobody out really end up with them and the kids.
I've been to Target once when they was doing this. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just seen a bunch of cops and children walking around. I was like, what the fuck? Man, we really do got to defund the police. They in here getting baskets of shit for their children.
Like, what is happening?
Some of these children don't even look like they theirs. And then it was shot with a cop.
Okay.
Bad news, Brad. The store was full of deputies, almost 40, beside the forensic teams, the community service team, the CSOs, the OCSO majors, and Sheriff Marcos R. Lopez.
Damn, just about everybody you bumped into had the right to arrest you.
Bad idea, Brad. The sheriff office added again. He's being held in Oskaloosa County Jail. Guess the race.
White.
Karen's going with white for this one. All right.
What was his name?
Brad.
Brad.
They never gave us his last
White.
name. Let's check the chat room. White says Trey. Not a lot of guesses coming through. Giving White says Gourmet Goober.
You know what? He was just a good old boy.
Whiter than the Christmas snow. The correct answer is everyone got it white.
Yeah, only white person be bold enough to steal, because a lot of those police officers more likely was in uniform. So the fuck is this?
Yeah, this had to be like the quickest like arrest ever.
You can go 2 feet.
Right. All right, let's get into another one. How about this one? Police. 4 stolen trailers were found at a Middletown man's home.
Okay.
He might be a serial thief. Police say they were on patrol near the Lowe's on Town Boulevard at 1 a.m. Friday when they saw a car in the parking lot that matched the description from previous thefts at the building. Reports say the driver identified himself as William Helfenstein, and police found stolen lumber in the vehicle. While executing a search warrant at Helfenstein's house, police say they found 4 reported stolen trailers from the city of Middletown, the city of Monroe, the city of Mason, and Liberty Township.
Well, damn.
Police say they also found items reported stolen by Lowe's and Walmart. Helfenstein was charged with 4 counts of receiving stolen property, grand theft, and theft. All right, Karen, guess the race.
Why, you said a lumber?
And then he had 4 trailers at his house.
What?
He's starting his own trailer park.
Apparently so.
All right. The Karen says white trailer. Hoffenetier. White says Brock Cherry. White says Carrie. Beige. White. Still tipping on 4 homes. Wrapped in 4 bows. White. The correct answer. Still smells Caucasian. Trailer thief. White. The correct answer is white. For me, the reason this feels white is just the audacity of 4 trailers parked at your house.
4 of them.
Like, you don't think...
and nobody gonna report you got 4 trailers out there?
Like, just a neighbor or somebody be like, that's a lot of fucking trailers, my guy.
Where the fuck you got all this lumber? Well, you don't run a lumber company. The fuck is this?
Yeah. Like, it don't even have to be deep to be like, yeah, man, something's up with you.
Yes.
And it sounded like he was just...
this from?
And I guess to his defense is like, if you get away with it 3 times, you know what I mean?
Why not go for 4?
I got 4 trailers at the crib. Why am I not just pulling up and grabbing lumber from Lowe's? Like, clearly I'm invincible and nobody checks on this shit.
Apparently so.
Had a lot of caucasity going on right there. All right, let's get into the bonus round. Karen is 2 for 2.
Yay!
That bitch was white. I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get the race.
Gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey eating, baboon, big guy, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
A self-described Trump man who
described, okay,
who repeatedly defecated and urinated in front of a neighbor's home because the residents are Joe Biden supporting Democrats, has been found guilty and sentenced for his nasty antics, an Ohio court records show. Jerry Dietrich, 70. 70, you acting like this? 70.
If you don't get your funky ass off my front yard.
He was cited for littering in late May after being caught in the act of relieving himself at 3:15 a.m. in front of the residence of Matthew Gayette, 59. That Matthew shares with his husband. So there's a gay couple. And they vote for and they Democrats.
Yeah, just tell the truth. It's about them being gay. Yeah.
Also, low key, you a bitch, man. You peeing at 3:15 a.m. Nah, pee in broad daylight.
Right. I thought it did in daylight.
Pee when I'm cutting my grass, my dude. Let's do this. Gayette called 911 after spotting a man squatting down near a privet hedge. Cops subsequently identified Dietrich as a retired high school teacher as a suspect in the May 30th incident. During police questioning, he confessed and admitted to defecating on the property multiple times. More like
just like the only time they caught him.
More like a dump man.
What happened if he was like, this is the only place I feel comfortable?
Right. He said he targeted his neighbor's home because Gayette and his spouse are Democrats and support Joe Biden. He described himself as a Trump man, leading cops to conclude that this incident is politically motivated. During a recent court appearance, Dietrich entered a no contest plea to misdemeanor littering charge. A municipal court judge found Dietrich guilty and sentenced him to 20 days in jail to be served at the court's discretion. He was also placed on probation for a year, ordered to perform 30 hours of community service, and directed to pay fines and court costs totaling $232. I want him to clean up my lawn.
Ain't that the truth?
Judge Julie Monin also ordered him to write a letter of apology and barred him from contacting Gayette or going near their home. In his handwritten letter, he wrote that he was extremely sorry for my actions. I realized that what I did is inexcusable. Let me say that I didn't know you were gay. I did know you were a Democrat. I am a Republican. Doesn't make any difference. My actions were disgusting and cruel. But I ain't no homophobe. Like, listen, I'm a hateful Trump voting bigot.
I identify myself as Trump man.
But not against the gays. If I hadn't, be truthful with you, if I had known y'all was gay, I would have dumped in the backyard as well, because I noticed how y'all like it.
Oh no!
Dietrich's letter, which was forwarded to Gayette by a probation officer, concludes with the defendant's hope that Gayette will find it in your heart to forgive me. I was raised in a Christian family. I should have known better. In Facebook post, you're 70. This is what a 13-year-old writes, you motherfucker. In a Facebook post following Dietrich's caller, Gayette noted the apprehension of the man who's been shitting in our front yard for the past 10 years. 10 years. 10 years? Why wasn't that in the beginning of the article?
So you started this shit at 70?
60. He's 70 now. If you've been doing, I don't think you just had a doubt. First of all, 10 years. Was Trump wasn't even in office 10 years ago. Nigga, what? Anyway, Karen, guess race.
Some of this was Obama era.
Right. You been shitting on this man way before. Anyway, Karen.
White.
Karen's going white for the Trump man. Let's see what the chat room believes. Nasty white motherfucker, nasty ass who ran out of the pens white. Just 20 days in jail and only $213 punishment. He's hella white. White. Oh, this is a white and filthy disrespectful one at that. Making defecating great again, says Jackie. Oh, the correct answer is white. Yeah, that's him there. He look like this picture of him looked like he just took a shit in your yard. You're like, do you know who shit in my yard? Nope. And then he make that smile right there.
See, you know what? This is one of the reasons why the self-checkouts is nasty.
Yes, Karen.
Oh,
yeah, that's
people
a great
like
call,
him.
man.
I bet you he didn't use no toilet tissue.
That's a great point, Karen. That's a great point.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the last thing. Let's do some sword ratchetness and we'll get out of here. Where's my sword sound effect? Boom.
It was dark and
It's like, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play.
Yeah, autoplay. I thought I had it turned off, right? Yeah, I had it turned off. It still did it. Anyway, sword ratchetness time. Let's talk about it.
Good evening. A smiling stalker who attacked an elderly man and his partner with a sword in Melbourne's southeast remains on the run tonight.
As police ramp up their hunt in the Narre Warren area, new details have emerged about the suspect's movements.
A heavy police presence through the wetlands and the streets of Narre Warren North as detectives scale every inch of the area searching for this smiling stalker. He was captured on CCTV 10 minutes after he slashed an innocent couple with a sword on Sunday while they were out for their daily walk. A 70-year-old man and his 57-year-old partner were both badly injured in the terrifying attack, currently recovering from surgery.
It was quite shocking because this is a quiet area. You wouldn't think something like this would happen here.
Not safe at all. I used to walk alone, not anymore.
Several residents believe they spotted the man in the days leading up to the attack. One woman says he emerged from these bushes and then followed her as she walked her dog.
Thank God nothing happened to us.
Detectives came close to arresting the man on Thursday when he was spotted carrying the sword at the Troops Creek retarding basin. Patrols were out in force again today.
I've seen maybe 3 or 4 police cars already this morning, and we're not even one full lap yet.
Must be a bit of an idiot, really. To come back with such a police presence.
Hopefully they catch this perpetrator.
Security cameras are also in place, monitoring around the clock. Rochelle Brown, 7 News.
My goodness.
This is overseas, I'm assuming.
Australia, okay. The home of Wonga.
Be safe out there, Wonga.
Be safe, Wonga. All right, that's it for us. Don't forget Christmas cards. You send us your address in the email. Our mailing address is at theblackouttest.com/about. You can mail your cards there. Our wish list is on in our show notes. If you want to send us something,
you're not
a gift,
obligated to.
Yeah,
but you know what? I want more than anything for this Christmas is 5 stars. Like that's all I want.
And I want the things on my wish list. I want gifts and monetary things and physical stuff I can hold. Also, what? Why is that wrong to say?
I didn't say it was wrong to say.
Also, well, someone was judging me, Karen, for being materialistic. I didn't say it was you. Also, the Black Friday sale is on until this upcoming Friday because I don't know what the fuck happened with Stripe. All right, so
you got another week, y'all.
I know it's not a lot of people, but I'm trying to make sure everybody gets the chance to sign up again. And by not a lot, I mean there weren't a lot of people on Stripe. A lot of y'all did sign up, and my goodness, thank you. The people that signed up and they're gonna get that full year. And I can already, can't wait to email y'all and let you know when we're going live on Crowdcast for Balls Deep and
shout out to the brand new people and shout out to the people that was like I wasn't doing anything and here's my hunt, and shout out to the people that was doing just the tip and was like I want to go full-fledged. We look forward to you joining us.
So shout out to those people who signed up. I forgot the second thing. God damn it! I had it and I lost it.
My bad.
It's all right. I can't remember what it was.
People who
they did something.
What did they do? Did they give? Did they donate? Did they?
I don't know, man. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I had it. I never lose it. I lost it. First time losing it. Oh man, something about people. Fuck. They did something. The people that gave something. They signed up.
Did they
for? Oh, just move on to something else. Hey, don't forget if you have problems, you can email me. the blackout tips at Gmail. So if you have issues signing up or something gets lost in translation or something's up with your account, whatever. And then lastly, out after the sale, I'm going to change the RSS feed password so that, you know, as a heads up to all y'all. So, cause got to keep everybody honest. Cause there's, you know, I very rarely change it. I think I haven't changed it in almost a year. So I'm going to change the RSS feed password after the sale is over. So, you know, hopefully people continue to sign up, and if not, you know, peace. All right, y'all. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. I still don't remember what I was going to say.